This video is sponsored by PDS Debt. Previously on the 360, we took my very neglected but very enjoyed daily driven Ferrari and started to transform it after 15 years of use back to a show-stopping beauty, stripping back years of harsh use and reworking everything from a full strip down and repaint. We stuck with the original black finish and added back the factory stripe. Every bit of the bodywork was removed, refreshed, refinished or replaced, and with the exterior almost complete, it was time then to focus on that very worn and tired interior. For years you guys had commented that I needed a new roof lining and also a steering wheel retrim, and boy did we do just that, but also a whole lot more. Maurice from Sticky Works got involved and helped with the switches, buttons, vents and covers, removing all of that nasty gooey black surface and making everything better than new. At the same time, Claudian got to work on the interior, and wow did he do a great job making everything absolutely perfect with his incredible skills. From the seats, the dash, the steering wheel, the headlining and absolutely everything in between, the inside of the 360 looks and smells brand new once again. But unfortunately, we'd had a bit of a deadline to meet and we did our best to get all the essential stuff complete, ready for a show. However, there was still a fair few jobs on the CS that needed addressing, and some of those we're going to be tackling today. First up, the car has not been running right, and naturally, that is top on my priority list. I've got a very lumpy engine back there, and I'm on the motorway and I can't really stop safely at the moment, so I'm nursing the car. I've got an engine management light on, and as soon as I go above 2,500-3,000 RPM, the engine sounds horrendous, and I'm very much hoping this is nothing expensive. With the car now back home and a bit more time on my hands, I dug out the basic code reader and straight away it flagged up a P0307 indicating a problem with cylinder 7. So let's take a closer look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7. Nice thing about the Ferrari 360 is there is plenty of access to the spark plug, so I'm going to whip out number 7 and see if there's any obvious clues. Well, straight away, just by looking at the plug, you can see it's not great. It's all caked in oil. In fact, the plug was actually very loose, so this could just be a case of tightening up a spark plug, but I'm not going to take any chances. The spark plug is extremely cheap, so I'm just going to replace it with a new one. Now, I'm sure like me, many of you have credit cards, medical and personal loan debt, and you're probably feeling a little bit buried under credit card, personal loan or medical debt. It's like money's working for everyone but you. But don't let it keep slipping away. Try PDS Debt instead and discover why thousands of people each month trust PDS Debt to save them time and money. PDS Debt does more than just help you manage your debt. They empower you to take control. With their technology, they go beyond the numbers to understand your unique financial situation. No more cookie cutter solutions, just a clear path to financial freedom that fits your lifestyle. And here's the best part, there's no minimum credit score required. Whether your credit is bad or fair, they're here to help you save more, pay off your debt faster, and start putting money back where it belongs, in your savings account. And getting started is really easy. All you got to do is go to pdsdebt.com/Ratarossa and complete the free debt assessment and see what options are available to you. Anyone with enough eligible debt qualifies. Every day you wait is costing you money, so get started with your free debt analysis. It takes just 30 seconds at pdsdebt.com/Ratarossa. So take back control today by visiting pdsdebt.com/Ratarossa, scanning my QR code or simply clicking on my link in the description below the video. A quick blast out to test, and well, that was both the cheapest and quickest fix I've ever done on the 360. In fact, I kicked myself for not spending 5 minutes before the show to run a quick diagnostic. Now you might notice the black 512BB in front of me. More on that in a future video. For now though, let's get back to some more work on the 360.
Guys, there's one thing on the Ferrari 360 that's really impressive. It's a little bit of a party trick, but actually it enabled me to use this car for many years as a daily driver. So check this out. The Ferrari 360 has a pretty amazing boot space. In here, you will not believe what I've got. All of this is to do the work on the car today, plus a whole lot more.
We have squeezed everything in here, from bags of parts, 4 full-size wheel dollies, tools, fire extinguishers, tyre inflators, factory toolkits, sockets, spanners, gaskets, and all of that fits in the front trunk.
That's just the outside. If you come on the inside, well, if you've got no passenger, you've got all the space here and the footwell, but behind the seats, you've also got another great bit of storage space where I've put things like camping chairs, tents behind there, sleeping bags, the whole lot when we've done a trip to Le Mans. And that is pretty impressive for a Ferrari. All right, nothing is easy. In order to do the 360, we need to put it on jack stands and have a load of space around it. So I'm having a little bit of a jiggle around here. I bought some skates. We've got the BBI pushed over as far as possible. We've got the 328 over there. We are going to try and squeeze a 308 in there. Okay, so here's my plan. 308 in the other garage, 456 over there. Ratarossa out, that can come with me. I'm going to use that for a few days. And then that should give me that space there. Let's put the 360 in the middle so I can get all the way around it, put it on jack stands.
Now while I move these cars around, have a look at them and tell me in which order I should be working on them to get some of them sold and raise some money for the next build. And also have a look at the 2 units and tell me how you would configure them to get maximum storage. Should I install a lift or maybe a double stacker at the back of the higher unit? Let me know in the comments below.
See, who said owning multiple Ferraris was easy? Third world problems right there. All right, here's what we're gonna do. Get the car up on axle stands, all 4 corners, get the wheels off, get the calipers off, strip the calipers, get all the pistons out, all the seals out, and then move on to the engine bay, where we've got a few more jobs to do. Starting with the most difficult side, and I've not really left myself a lot of room, but I needed to leave enough space so I can get the 456 in and out from over there, which is a little bit tricky, but where there's a will, there's a way. I'm going to leave that on there as well. Whew! Okay, next we need to come in here and undo the brake pipe that feeds all the fluid into the caliper. Now, I want to ideally kind of clamp this off, but obviously this is the metal one. Then if we trace it back, this one is the pipe that feeds to it. But again, it's very solid. It's got a rubber outer, but the inside is obviously some kind of braided. So I don't really want to clamp that because I think we're going to cause problems. So I really want to come up with another solution because we don't want to lose all the fluid from here. Basically, if we lose all the brake fluid out of the system, the ABS, kind of the pump system on this, is an absolute nightmare to bleed. So that's why I'm going to just take a few extra precautions. And the solution was staring me in the face. I'm going to cut the fingers off of these rubber gloves and then tape them, feed them over the brake pipe and then tape them tightly there. Hopefully it's enough so we just don't lose a load of fluid. I'm going to lose some, but I just don't want to drain the system. Let's take the caliper off now. I've gone around and loosened all the brake caliper bolts because in the past I've had these that have seized and snapped. And what I didn't want to do is get to the last caliper and find out that it was broken. So I've taken a few precautions. I've also done the same with all of the brake lines just to make sure that all of those nipples at the back of the calipers also undo. So 4 out of 4, we are good. That is a 10mm. Nice fat one like that. They're always much better on these things, otherwise you find that they round the nuts. Here we go. Where am I going? I'm going that way. Okay, caliper is off, a little bit of a mess. And let's see. See the pipe here, dripping a little bit, but let's see if my trick works. He who dares, he who dares. All right, I've just quickly put some masking tape around there. I think that might actually work, you know. I think that works. We've got the finger going all the way up there, and well, I'll report back. I'll let you know if this works. So that's one caliper successfully off the car. I'm going to get the other 3 off now, and then we've got to strip them apart. As an extra little precaution, I'm just going to keep this topped up. Now, I'm going to be bleeding the whole of the brake system when we put them all back together. But for now, just take no chances with this one. Well guys, success. We've got all 4 of the calipers off, but the genius little workaround, I'm going to paint in this. This is going to be called the brake pipe condom. It seems to have worked. We haven't got any leakage there. Had a little bit of leakage on the back one, and I've just doubled up and put another glove on that one, and well, seems to have done the trick. So I've just got to strip these down now. And this is the bit that could cause me a lot of problems. There we go. Get one out. That out. And then it's this one here. Yeah. There we go. Beautiful. Right. Let's keep all of this together. 1, 2, 3, and those. We'll get to clean all of that up. All right, so the next bit is we need to get these pistons out, and that is the bit that is always a problem on this car.
Now I'm using a combination of compressed air, and then once I've freed up and popped out a single piston, I'll reinstall it, block it off with some loose wood lengths that I've found around the workshop, and move on to the next piston. The goal here is to successfully remove all 6, and you need the pressure from the other 5 still installed in order to be able to get the pressurized air to work with the piston.
All right, so that's one done. A little bit of a combination of just going smaller and smaller with the wood, working each side, and the pistons don't look too bad. Normally they're really pitted. It's got a little bit of a mark on it. There you go. That's what happens. Can you see that? This coating just kind of just flakes off. Just eats into the coating, and then eventually, if that works its way down the piston, that all starts to seize up. Right, so we're down to the last caliper, and as usual, it's the one that is causing all the problems. I've actually got 1, 2, 3 stuck pistons here. This one moves in and out. We've tried heat, we've tried air. It is not budging. I can't even spin these things.
No matter what I tried, I couldn't even get the stuck pistons to budge. I was getting frustrated, and I've learned that when that happens, it normally leads to mistakes. So I decided to leave the calipers overnight and instead work on another part of the 360 that desperately needs some attention: the engine bay. First up was the plenum chamber. The red paint had faded and cracked over the years, and so this was going to get a fresh powder coat in the correct bright red wrinkle finish. But first of all, we needed to remove it. With all the bolts removed, again the access on the 360 made this easy work. It was then onto the throttle bodies, which, if you manipulate correctly, well, these just slide off the plenum. Now removing that plenum chamber cover gives me an opportunity to clean up inside here. Now we've got a bit of oil, as you can see. Now that's quite common on the 360s, doesn't surprise me. We're going to clean all of that up. We're going to be replacing all of the gaskets. Oh, hang on a minute. Got a little clip there. Oh, where does that go? I think that goes on the end of this shaft. Okay. Well, that's quite lucky because I didn't want that going in here. Okay, we're also going to be replacing that, which goes on there. Well, there you go. Every cloud, silver lining. Check that out. Let's just check all these butterflies because they sometimes have a tendency to start rattling. No surprise if the little clip comes off the end. But yeah, mine seemed pretty good. Let's just check that other side. Feel it. Yeah, that's okay. Now I've got some new gaskets ordered up for this. There we go. Oh, almost. So satisfying when you get it all in one go. I've got one little bit left. Always one. There we go. We'll give that a final little clean up. Last thing I want to remove is this coolant expansion tank. As you can see, it's looking a bit worse for wear. So we're going to remove that and completely transform it. And with the coolant tank successfully removed, the pipes were clamped, and it was then time to have another shot at those stuck caliper pistons. We started off with the easy caliper. Now this one only had one stuck piston left. A bit of heat on the caliper itself seemed to help dislodge it, and eventually we were able to remove it. The pistons in this one, well, they also looked a little bit pitted and are going to need to be removed. Now at this point I also remembered that I hadn't actually removed the bleed nipples, which again often break. So carefully, and I'm pleased to say successfully, I was able to remove all of those with no bother. And then we're on to the final caliper, which again was proving to be very problematic. We tried heat, we tried air, and again it would not budge. I was getting pretty desperate at this stage, and I thought we were going to have to try and source some kind of replacement caliper, which is often the case with these early CCM brake systems. So I'm going to resort to the grease gun. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to try and pump grease through the system and under pressure, see if there's any way of freeing these up. Let's give it a go. Little by little, my last ditch attempt actually worked. One by one, all the stuck pistons were freed up and eventually removed, and I can't tell you how relieved that made me feel. And you can see just how much grease we had to pump into this caliper in order to get those pistons to free up. Well guys, finally I got all of the pistons out of the calipers. I kid you not. This video is what, I don't know, 20 minutes. To get those pistons out, I worked all yesterday afternoon and all today, since 8 o'clock this morning till 5 o'clock in the afternoon to get the final piston out. So that's what you don't see, is the amount of problems you get behind the scenes on these things. Well guys, I've got all the stuff loaded up in the back of the car. We're heading on down to CSP powder coating to work some magic on it. If it's anything like the stuff that you did on the BBI, it's going to be fantastic. All of that is coming in the next video. I've also
just spent a small fortune on things like rubber seals. You won't believe how much rubber seals cost for carbon ceramic brakes. Pistons, we've got pads, we've got new gaskets, the whole shebang. It's all happening in the next video. We're transforming this like new. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash that like button. Please do leave a comment below, and I will see you in the next video. Don't forget, check out what I get up to on a daily basis over on my socials. And please do check out today's video sponsor, PDS Debt. I'll see you all in the next video. Stay safe and ciao for now.